Okay, how are we doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Luminous 4K screen paint using ambient projection technology. Gain times 8. And I wanted to word the title, Your Eyes May Be Playing Tricks on You when it comes to your projection screen, but for some reason, if you stream on your cell phone, it only gives you around 60 characters to put in. So I'm going to have to redo the title once I get this uploaded to over to my on my computer. All right, or actually when I get this over on when I edit it on my computer. All right, so reason why I'm saying this because in the center of the screen we have two forms of black screen. One is actually a black house paint. The other one is a black material. Now, I've had people say that the technology we develop is just everyday black paint, which is not true because if it was, it would be reacting the same way as this screen right here, which is actually a piece of cardboard coated with a form of everyday black house paint. Now, on this side over here, this is just everyday fabric. Or black fabric. I'm going to take the projector and block the screen so you can see that it is black, that both of them are black. Now, as I said before, one of the most important things when it comes to any form of black surface, it has to have the ability to be able to pull white levels, because white levels are extremely important when it comes to black screens. They have to be able to show natural skin tones, natural colors. If it's oversaturated with too much contrast, then it can't produce a form of white light, and basically the image becomes dirty and dark. That's why I'm showing you the color patterns first. Also too, as I said before, when it comes to white screens or what's it called? White screens or gray screens, lighter screens, they do not have the ability to produce contrast. Not only can they not produce contrast, but they can't produce true color pop or deep colors to begin with. They come up with a more faded, more washed out image. So here we have several, like I said, there's several different black surfaces against the screen. I'm sorry it's early in the morning. I'm sorry for streaming early in the morning, but I have a lot to do. I have a very busy day. I'm not going to be on all day today because I have a lot of work that has to be done. All right, so first things first, we have the color purple pulled up to show you how the black screen is going to react. And as you can see, it's very, very dark because it's actually oversaturated with too much contrast. We'll take our lights out to here, here. And as you see, the image is just too dark. It's not supposed to be that dark. Lights back on. And there you go. All right, so from there, we're just going to grab another color. Let's go over to white. All right, so we'll put a white screensaver. And there you go. So usually when I do demonstrations, it's mainly on gray screens. We're doing on black because a lot of people feel that if they just paint their wall with all black paint or they get black fabric, they can achieve the same thing. As I said before, we got two black screens leaning against our black screen. I said before, our screen comes in a different shade of black. So as you can see, you cannot pull a white level from black house paint or from black fabric. It's not going to pull up. And like I said, we'll do this with the lights out again. So you can see exactly what you're getting. You're getting a dirty, muddy image. That's what you're getting. A Supreme 8 is the only technology, and I have looked already trying to find any form of black screen, professional black screen that we can put next to our screen, and I just can't find one. I'm going to actually look. I think this Elite screen may have a black screen, so I'm going to have to go dip over there and see if they have a sample on a black screen. But right now, I am hunting for a professional black screen to go side by side, and I just have not been able to find one. All right, so as you can see, lights out. This is actually what you're getting if you're using a black house paint or if you're using a black fabric. That's the white levels you're picking up. All right, like I said, when using a black house paint or black material, the images are going to come out muddy. You have to have white levels. These screens in the center do not have the ability to produce white levels. Let's go over to red. Red here. Let's do red. Now you see where the image is dirty? That is a dirty red. Because it has no white level in it. I mean, this is one of the biggest mistakes people make when they actually try to develop black screens, as they think it's all about contrast. It's just nothing to do with contrast. The screen is going to develop contrast regardless, whatever. It's going to develop it. The problem you're going to have is it has to be to produce a high enough white level where the image does not come out too dark. And if it comes out too dark, it will come out dirty. That's the problem. So you have to be to produce a black level that can produce a high enough white level where the black, white, red or greens or yellow comes out as a natural color. This is not a natural color. It's too dark. All right, red. Let's go flash over to, let's see, this is a beautiful color. Are we on this one right here? I think we are on this one. All right. There you go. It's supposed to be a natural color. Now the problem you have, and I will do Avatar because I found out that I can do some clips from Avatar. My copyright yesterday wasn't for Avatar. Surprisingly, it wasn't. It was for the NFL. So basically, it was okay for me to do NFL. It's just that the one that I actually did was actually previously recorded, and that's where I basically had to remove that one. So there we are. We have the oh, wait. Let's get a better understanding of this. So first things first, let me turn this to the side real quick. All right, we'll turn it to the side. You can talk to King Groot right there. So now you can get a better understanding. Now right there is a light gray screen paint. Light gray screens do not have the ability to be able to produce proper color. They produce a faded color. So we can take this right here and we can cover the screen up because I want to do all this in one hit. I don't feel like I'm bouncing back and forth. So as you can see, we have a light gray screen paint, we have a black house paint, and we have a black material screen. That's not an actual projection screen because for some reason I can't find a black screen. So what you have is oversaturation of too much contrast and no contrast whatsoever. So the image here on this screen is coming up faded. The image here is oversaturated with too much black. That's why it comes up dark and it looks dirty. Let's go over to, let's see. So let's go back. Go back over to the red. And we'll pull the red back up. So it doesn't make a difference if you have a gray screen and all your lights are out, your picture still is going to come up faded, where the darker screens are going to come up too dark. You don't get a natural color. Oh, of course, yes, you can pick up a white level on a perfect white level on a gray screen. Not a perfect, but you can pick up a white level. Not as better than a white screen. A white screen is always going to pick up a better white level. But when it comes to contrast, a gray screen is limbo, which means they can't do a contrast and they can't do color. Can't give you proper color. Now, the reason why if you're looking at a demonstration and someone's showing off a light gray screen, you think the colors look fine to you, that's because there's no black screen standing behind it. Now, I'm doing this live. There is no way in the world for me. This is when I do demonstrations like this, I do them live. There's no way in the world for me to edit anything. You're watching this in real time. So you're watching black house paint, black material, and a light gray screen. Now, for someone, if they were to say, hey, it's not, guess what? The screen paint you have is not like everybody else's screen paint. Well, all they have to do is just take the demonstration of the screen paint and do any form of contrast, because light gray screens cannot pull contrast. If they can't do that demonstration, that means that paint is just like every other screen. That's gray. All right, so let's come out of here and let's pull up purple. We're not going to pull up, sorry. We did purple, let's do blue. All right. Oh, that is purple. All right, so you can see the purple still comes up too dark on the black, and it doesn't even come up at all when it comes to the gray. Okay, I wanted to get the blue. I saw blue in here. Let me see if I can go back. Let's see if I can find blue. Let's pull up blue. This is why they tell you when you have a light gray screen, you have to calibrate your projector. You have no choice. You have to calibrate your projector because your colors are not going to come up correctly. Let's see. So we do a blue screen. There you go. So as you can see, the gray screen, the color comes up faded. And when it comes to the screens that are covered with everyday black paint, they're producing too dark of a color where the image is coming up black. It's coming up too dark. And we'll do this with the lights out. Or you can see it for yourself. So that means a Supreme 8 has the ability to be able to produce a well-balanced white level and contrast at the same time, white and black levels at the same time, because the screen is producing, as you can see, a natural blue, where the black house paint and the black material is producing too black of a level. The screen's too dark, where the light screen is producing not enough contrast and the screen is washed out. Too many people don't like these demonstrations because it just proves my theory. When I tell you that, bottom line is, these screens out here do not do what they're supposed to do. Well, not particularly when it comes to these mixes. All right, so, and like I said, they can do the same demonstration themselves. All right, let's go over here. We got that color. Let's go pull up a light blue. Now, light blue, the gray screen should do fairly well. But let's see what happens. So in the light blue, the gray screen does a little better because, like I said, it's designed to pick up a higher white level. But the color is a bit off. And look at the black screens. Because they can't produce a white level, that's why the image comes out dark. Let's go over to let me see what we got going on here. I want to do yellow really quick. So we'll do yellow next. That's when people make the complaint that their screen is too dark. It's because the screen's not producing a high enough white level. The black screen can't produce a high enough white level. We'll do the color yellow. Yellow test. There we go. Do a yellow test. And there you go. A Supreme 8 can produce a natural color level, where if you paint your screen with everyday black house paint, you will get a dirty image. As you can see, I told you the image would come out dirty. If you're using material, you will get a dirty image. If you are using a gray screen paint or a light gray screen paint, doesn't make a difference, you will get a faded, washed out image. Take our lights out. Show you that it doesn't make a difference. If you're sitting in the dark, you are still going to get a faded image. Now keep in mind, this doesn't make a difference if no one watches this or not. This is documented as a live demonstration, which means this was a live stream regardless, showing that the product can do exactly what it's designed to do. And like I said, I haven't seen anybody do demonstrations like this on this level at all, period. All right, so let's come out of here real quick. What we're going to do is we're going to take this over, flash over to King Group real quick, and then we're going to do a demonstration on some snow. All right, so there we are. The black screens right there. Let's pull up my Skyworth demonstration. Let's go over to oh. No, so you can see exactly what I mean. It can pull contrast. You can see the screen is pulling contrast. The problem is the screen can't pull white level. And if it can't pull white level, that means the image will come up dirty. As you're seeing right here in the demonstration. Do I have the sound of this? Where's my soundbar even on? There we go. So this is what happens if you paint your screen black with everyday black house paint. If you decide to. And like I said, this right here is black house paint. So you can get a good idea to see how dirty the image comes if you use black house paint versus our technology. You can see what you're actually getting. And literally, some people think they can do the same thing with black house paint. Hey, knock yourself out. You want to destroy your projection screen? Destroy it. No, that's what I'm saying. You can't produce that image off black house paint. It's not going to work. You want to go destroy your expensive projection screen, you go right ahead. But keep in mind, if you do happen to paint your projection screen with a black house paint and you do wreck your screen, our technology can paint right over top of that and repair it. See how dirty the image looks? Because black screens or black other screens and materials can't produce white levels. See it now? I don't know why I'm getting that same one. Hold on. Make sure I'm getting what I want to get here. Here we go. Why is it coming red? All right, hold on a minute. See how dark the color is? Screen can't pull white level. They can't pull white levels. This is what I'm explaining to you, that you can't just paint your wall with everyday black paint. You can't use black material because the color level is going to come out too dark because the screen can't pull a white level. See how beautiful and how bright, how natural our screen looks? It can pull a white level. That's the difference. Now, I have a contract negotiation coming up in 2 weeks. When I go into that facility, I'm going to show them the exact same demonstration you're looking at right now. When they sit there and say, hey, Mr. Bird, why should we give you a contract? Because we could do the same thing with black house paint. And I can show them, no, you can't. Because your screen's going to come up looking so dirty and so ugly that you're just going to waste a ton of money and your product is just not going to look beautiful on your screen as you want it to look. Where in our technology, I can come in here and show you 2 black screens leaning against my screen, and I can show you the difference, because in their head, they're thinking, oh, but all it has to do is pull contrast. No, it has to pull a white level. Without that white level, the image becomes oversaturated with too many black levels, and the image comes up too dark and too dirty. These are the kind of demonstrations that you have to look at when you're watching demonstrations. You can't just look at a pretty screen and a projector. You have to look a little deeper when you're investing your money. So if someone's showing you screen paint, they should be able to show you the difference between colors. They should show you the difference of how it's going to look in the environment with the light on. They should show you that difference. You have to be able to see all that. Because the bottom line, you're just buying everyday house paint. You have to show a difference. What makes your product different from anything out there on the market? I can come on here live and I can show you a color pattern, and I can show you our screen producing a higher white level. You have to show more than that, or it's just everyday screen paint, because that's how they're going to look at it. Like I said, any black screen produce contrast. Same thing when it comes to a light gray screen. Now watch this. We'll go over to a color. Now we all know a white screen's going to pull a higher, gray screen's going to pull a higher white level. I'll tell you that right from the door. I'll never tell you that that a black screen will ever pull a higher white level. But I'm going to show you something here. Bit of an eye opener for you. We'll go back to our red screen. All right, take this and move this to the side real quick. You can talk to King Groot for a minute. I should be back. And there you go. There is a light gray screen paint right there, sitting right next to 2 black screens. The black screens are pulling too much of a high contrast level, where the screen is coming up too dark, and the gray screen is pulling up not enough contrast level, where the color is faded. Now you see how complicated it is. You have to be able to produce a screen that can produce both. Keep in mind, the white levels of balance on a black screen is very hard to do, but it has to be high enough where it doesn't come out too dark. And it has to be dark enough where it doesn't come out, you don't oversaturate it with too much of a high enough black level. Just because it's black doesn't mean it has to be oversaturated with too much contrast. So you have to find a perfect color balance in there, especially when it comes to the black level. The black level has to produce contrast, but not too much contrast where the image comes out too dark. Now you understand when I tell you that it's not as easy as it looks as mixing some paint together with a little silver and gray and whatever. No, it takes a lot of work to make a screen do this. And you're looking at it live. You're watching a black screen. Our technology produce a red balance that is bright enough where it's not coming out too dark, but also dark enough where it's not coming out faded. Doesn't make a difference if we take our lights out. Still going to react the same way. Now, if I take a dark gray screen or a light gray screen and I put on the wall, there's no black technology around it, and I put on a star field demonstration, you would think you were seeing black because there's nothing laying against it to compromise the color, right? Now, if I put a black screen in front of it, then the black screen will produce a pure contrast level, a black level, where the light gray screen now will look gray and look faded and look washed out. These are the demonstrations that you're supposed to see that you don't see. So if someone's showing you a light gray screen paint or a gray screen or whatever it may be, there should be something like a black screen behind it or something showing contrast levels, because that's something that a gray screen cannot do. They cannot pull contrast. That's why you will never see demonstrations on a gray screen versus a black screen when it comes to contrast. They can't produce it. That's why you have to be in the dark when it comes to that screen, because that's the only way you're going to get a decent level, because your image will fade. All right, let's go over to, really quick. And like I said, we do the star field. Pull a star field demonstration. You'll see the black screens will pull contrast. Gray screen can't even pull it up. But the black screens, the problem with them, they're producing too high of a contrast level. That's why the color can't, that's why the black screen can't produce a natural color. So we'll go over to pink. Pink is a very bright color. Now this is where the light gray screen should do much better. Or will it come out faded? And it came out faded. That's why when you watch demonstrations on people show off black screens or other black screen paints, they will stick to contrast levels because they know the screen is going to produce contrast. And then they will take a light gray screen and they will stick it against a black screen, knowing that the black screen is going to be able to produce a higher contrast level than the light gray screen. But what you have to do is you have to also show off all of them in one area. Now, I've done snow demonstrations showing that a gray screen and a light gray screen or white screen are going to produce a higher white level, but they'll fail in contrast. I'll show you the difference when it comes to those particular colors. But keep in mind, you're just not going to get a proper color balance. So anyone who's doing black screen paint should be able to show other black screens against their screens in different color shades or color balances, so you can see exactly where the white levels are. Because like I said, any black surface will do contrast. White levels are important. Without white levels, the black screens become oversaturated. Now, let's come out of here real quick. And let's pull up. Let's just side real quick. Man, I gotta stop drinking freaking. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink coffee. I don't know why you can mention that. All right, let's come over here. That's what I said. I wanted to put about your eyes playing tricks on you because you're really not seeing what you should be seeing when it comes to your screen. So we'll come over here to the, clear this out. Skywork demo. I like doing this particular demo because there's a lot of bright colors in it, and that's where it should be. It should be a lot of bright colors in this. Now you see the image? The image right here are dirty. It's a dirty image. It's not supposed to look like that. And mind you, my projector is 4,300 lumens. So it doesn't make a difference. Some people think that they paint the wall all black and they use a high powered projector, they're going to be able to get a brighter image. Lumens has nothing to do with it at all. You can go and get yourself a 50,000 lumen projector. Your screen can't pull white levels. That means the image will still come out dark regardless on how high your lumens are in your projector. Keep in mind on that one too. So that's why I'm using the Sony at 4,300 lumens at 12 feet and 5 inches away from the screen. And as you can see, the black house paint and the black material is still coming out too dark. It's because they can't produce a white level. I tell you, man, I love what I do for a living. I do. I love the fact that YouTube came out with Live. Live is a beautiful thing, man. It allows me to come out here and just show the world, hey, look, check it out. This is what my technology can do. Look at that. I'm using a Sony VPL hold on. It's a Sony VPL FH30. It is 1920 by 1200. It is 4,300 lumens, and it is WXGA. You can get them on eBay sometimes for 300, 350. Or you could basically get them, if you buy a brand new projector on Amazon, around $3,000, $4,000. I would suggest you go to eBay and get them. I bought 2 of them from there. But like I said, I get people that are asking me all the time, like, is it what kind of projector I'm using? Keep in mind, people, it doesn't make a difference. I'm using 4K. I could have a $50,000 barcode up here. I can see if I was doing the demonstration on just my screen only, then that'd be questionable. But I've done demonstrations on 1,100 lumen projectors, even projectors up to 2,500 lumens, and even in eco mode. And I've done demonstrations outside. So keep in mind, as I'm doing this demonstration, both screens are subjected to the same projector, such as mine. If a 4,300 lumen projector cannot pull up a white level on these 2 screens, it clearly shows you that it's not the projector, it's your screen. That's where your problem lays. Yeah, if you're looking at that, like I said, if you want that particular projector, check out eBay. eBay had a bunch of them on it. Sometimes they have them, sometimes they don't. But if you are lucky to find one, get it. It's a beautiful projector. I love it. I think I'm going to be switching over to Sony. Oh, interesting theory last night. My projector broke. My Optima GT 5500 went down yesterday, and it malfunctioned in the worst way ever. I never seen an ultra short though do this before. it just basically developed a ring in the middle of my screen that just kept flashing. And I'm like, what the freak is that? Like the screen was showing an image, but there's like an image in the middle of my screen. So I'm past my warranty, and the manufacturer requires you to email them, which we all know what that nightmare can be. But Amazon, because I do a lot of shopping with them, thank you so much, Amazon. They basically gave me a refund right on the spot, and the projector's going back, and I'm picking me up a Sony Ultra Short Throw. That's what I'm getting next. I do like Sony's, man. I do. I love Sony's. I love Sony projectors. They're just so freaking expensive, but I do like Sony's. But the Optima is leaving the shop. It's leaving the house. I have Sony coming in. Tell you the truth, I love the Optima. I did like the Optima projector. It's just, for some reason, me and Optima don't get along too well. I had an Optima GT 1080p, and that one went down on me. I was like, what in the world? And they're good projectors. They are. They're fantastic projectors. They don't think they like me. So I'm just going to get a Sony. I would like to get my hands on the ViewSonic Short Throw, because then I can do 235.1 downstairs. All right, and I'm just going to flash this so we can all see that the sample sheets, I'm not the sample sheets, but the material that I have in front of the screen that's coming up dark is a black. Just want you to see that. It is black. It's not gray, it's not black. It's not gray, but it is black. I know some people might not like it when I say this, but like I tell people, it is very hard, yes, to get white to come from a black screen, but I tell people, I never give credit to myself, I give credit to my Lord and Savior, because without him, I would not be able to do this at all, period. Wait, I caught half of that. You have to understand that when messages pop across, it's just for a couple of minutes. What did you say you got for Christmas? All right, I'm waiting for that message to pop up because I'm curious what he got. All right, from here, let me see. So we already just showed exactly the difference between the white levels on different forms of black screens. I'm trying to find a projection screen that has a black one. I never even heard of that projector before. I never heard of that projector before. I'm sorry, dude. I never heard of that projector. What is the what are the lumens on that projector by any chance? And what was the, do you know the price of it? It just came out in November. Oh man, we don't support them, man. We don't support them. If you go to my website, we have a list of projectors we do support, because there are so many different forms of, and not to be rude or disrespectful, just trying to save you a lot of pain and suffering, but there's a lot of new projectors that are popping up on the market, man, left and right, and these are projectors you got to be careful about. She paid, yeah. And I'm gonna ask you a question: how many lumens is the projector? Is it 4K? Is it claiming? Is it 4K? because my Sony behind me is used. It's a used projector, and I got it for $350 used. If I were to buy this projector on Amazon brand new, it would cost me about $3 grand. No, dude, I'm sorry, your projector's fake. No, you can't get a 43 to 4500 lumen projector for 250 bucks. No, 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 you can't. And you can't, dude. There's nowhere in the world you can get a projector that cheap for 4300 lumens. Do you have any idea what a 4300 lumen projector would cost you? They are they're expensive, man. They're expensive. I'm sorry. See, that's the reason why I hate these companies that design these fake projectors. Trust me. I've done reviews on these projectors. Here's another one. It's shown around quite a bit on eBay and Amazon. Yeah, please take your money back, man. It's not a good projector. Yeah, it's not a good projector. You can't get a 4300 lumen projector. Is it saying it's okay? Is it saying it's 4K or 1080p? Is it 4K or 1080p? Even at 43, you still can't get it. But is it 4K or 1080p? $1080p. No. Yeah, 4300 lumens 1080p. That's virtually impossible. You can't get that. It's virtually impossible. I bought my Optima GT 5500 downstairs when it's actually being taken back. That projector is 3600 lumens. It is 25,000 to 1 contrast, and it is full 1080p, and that projector cost me $1,100. Right there. This is what you got. This is what I hate about these companies, man. They pop up and they put all these fake specifications on these projectors, and it's not true. You know what I mean? You got to be careful about that. You really do. I would say take it back and go to our website. On our website, we have a list of projectors we do support. They're all name brand projectors. You can go to Amazon and get a really good projector. As a matter of fact, for the price you paid for $250, you can get a ViewSonic, a really good ViewSonic for that price. And the specifications are going to be real. That's something you don't have to worry about. But I'm sorry, that, I had to tell you that. But better I tell you that now, when you use it, and then if you buy our product, because we don't support them, and you buy our product and it doesn't work well on our screen because the lumen count they're telling you is not actually true. The lumen count is much, much lower than you think. It's very, very low. It'll never pick up on our screen. And we've done demonstrations on knockoff projectors. Actually, I bought a couple of them on eBay and have done demonstrations. What I don't like when, and not to be rude to other YouTubers, but I don't like when other YouTubers do demonstrations on these projectors. They put them in dark environments. They use white screens because these projectors will show up on a white screen, and they do fairly better at a dark environment or some kind of ambient lit control environment. But to be able to perform on a level with these screens, no, it's not going to work. And check out fake knockoff projectors on my site, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah, I hate this, man. And I don't even know why Amazon or eBay allows these things. Isn't eBay supposed to cut down on fraud? Like literally, they're supposed to cut down on fraud and keep people from getting caught up in these traps. But yet you allow merchants to sell on your site that sells these projectors. That's what I found kind of messed up. You know what I mean? The site shouldn't be there to begin with. They need to bring in a group of people who work in Amazon. Yeah, Amazon has them. Yes, they do. Amazon has them. eBay has them. I even seen a few at Best Buy. I've seen a few at Best Buy. Like I just showed in a video, in one of my videos, I showed where somebody said they had a 7,000 lumen 4K projector. 7,000 lumen 4K projector, you're talking about 20, 30 grand, maybe more than that, maybe about 20, 30,000, maybe 10 or 15,000 in between. That's what you're talking about for a projector such like that. There's no way in the world you can get a projector like that, not even for $300. And one of the projectors that ticks me up, not ticks me off the most, but I've showed proof that I've actually had conversations with the projector called Viva, or Vava was VAVA. I've actually had conversations on their fan page with one of the their I guess their CEOs or wherever they are. We're having this conversation back and forth, and in that conversation, he explains that the projector isn't 4K. It is native 10p. It does something called pixel shifting. Pixel shifting in my day was called compressing. That's what it is. So basically all they're saying is they're taking a 1080p image and they're pixel shifting, or let's say compressing the image so tight together that it gives off the illusion that it's giving you a more sharper and more brighter image, when technically it is still just a 1080p projector. That's all it is. That's what pixel shifting is. Because when you really think about it, if you look at the resolution for 4K, it is more pixels in 4K than there is in 1080p. So if you're doing compressing, that means either you have the capability of regenerating pixels to add up to make 4K, or you're just compressing the image to make it sharper or make that image 4K. It's not 4K. You can't label something 4K if it's not 4K. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about. And this is the discussion I had with them. And the guy was like, well, it does 4K. No, it doesn't do 4K. If you look up any 4K projector in any site, it will always give the pixel count resolution that's on that projector. Anyone, if the projector is legit. You don't go to, if you go to this site right now and you look up the specifications for the resolution for the projector, it just clearly states 4K. That's it. Because it can't do 4K. And then they explain by saying, oh no, but it does 4K images. It doesn't even do 4K images. What are you talking about? So that's impossible. And then the other part, I found a bit of an eye-opener here, that the customers that were calling in that had the projector were complaining that the image, the lumens were too low. Now, when I saw the demonstration on the projector, and they were using the projector in a fully lit environment, the screen was very dim, probably somewhere between the range of 2,500 lumens and 2,600 lumens. Keep in mind, this is a 6,000 lumen projector, claiming to be. Usually when you see venue projectors are the big projector you see right here. Make sure I got no documents on my desk. That's my projector right here. See the size of this monster? This is called a venue projector. Usually venue projectors are huge, and they have 43. They have a lot of lumens on these projectors because they're designed to be used from a long distance. And that projector is designed to project a image from a long distance. The reason why they put such a great amount of lumens on it, because maybe they're using it for inside for commercial use. We're going to have a lot of lighting in the environment, and that lighting in the environment is going to eat through those lumens extremely fast before they make contact to the screen. Yeah, before they make contact to the screen. So that's why they give them churches, showrooms, all that stuff are using either ultra short throw, because they don't have to worry about the screen dimming too much due to the fact that the projector is literally sitting right on top of the screen. Or most of them go with the high venue projectors for the fact that they could basically throw a distance, and that by the time that projector shoots out 4,300 lumens, it will not be 4,300 lumens by the time it makes contact with the screen. The screen has to be to produce a high enough gain for you to see the image that comes back. So even though your projector is 4,300 lumens, depending on how much light you have in the environment, lumens will start to drop. They'll start to diminish. By the time they make contact to the screen, you're no longer at 43. You could be way less than that. So that's why they go with more lumens, because they know they're going to lose them as it starts to travel. So that's why these particular projectors have such high amount of lumens venues. So that's why it's a shame with these knockoffs, man. It really is a shame. But like I said, keep in mind, the reason why I'm making that statement, because they have a 6,000 lumen projector that's ultra short throw. So keep in mind, this projector is sitting less than a foot away from your wall or screen at 6,000 lumens. All right? That's why when people see projectors that are short throw, they only have like 25 and 26 and 1,500. You don't need all that power because you're literally sitting right up on top of the screen. But 6,000 lumens? That's like you driving your car in your living room and hitting the high beams. Pretty much almost close to that. So, not close to that, but you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, and they're having a problem because they can't see the image. The screen, the lights are in the environment are washing out the screen. I'm like, how is that even possible? So their projector doesn't come in at, it doesn't come in at 6,000. It comes in at 25. That's the problem. So they got upset with me, and an argument started. You know, they emailed me. It's funny. Emailed me and told me, trying to convince me that I was wrong. Like, no, buddy, I'm not wrong. And then was hearing horror stories about customers who have bought these projectors and they can't even reach technical support. So that just shows you right there. So hold on for a minute. I'm gonna cover up some stuff here real quick. Actually, I know I don't know everything about projectors. I just know a great deal of it. I've been in the business for over 11 years, but there's some projectors out there I haven't even had a chance to play around with, like CRT. For some reason, I got this big interest for CRT projectors, and I want to get one. I've been talking about one for a while, but getting a CRT projector here, they are huge, and a lot of people on eBay do not want to ship them because shipping freight on that thing has got to be insane. So I'll get one in. Hopefully this summer I'll get one in. I want it for the backyard. I want to do a CRT for the backyard, but because those projectors project massive images. Yeah, I tell you right now, ViewSonic makes very good affordable projectors. Right now, eBay's having them. I don't know what's going on with eBay right now, but I just bought an NEC. Oh man, they got one. Okay, they have one. They have an NEC for $270. I hope it's still there. But I bought an NEC DLP short throw projector, 3,500 lumens at 10,000 to 1 contrast. And the price I paid for that was $120. Altogether with shipping, $169. I'll do an unboxing when it gets here. All right. Hold on for a minute. Yeah, but check out eBay. There's nothing wrong with buying a used projector. I bought quite a few used projectors. Funny thing about it, you want to hear something even funny? All right, so majority of all my projectors in my shop are used. I bought one brand new, which is the Optima GT55 downstairs. I bought that projector back in July, right, when I lived at the other house. I've only had that projector like less than a year, and it's already broken. Something went wrong with the projector last night. I was getting this weird like ring in the middle of my screen. I'm like, what in the world? Yeah, okay. That's why I said nope. I'm just gonna stick to I like to buy things refurbished or used. Yeah, $1,100, and I got a ring in the middle of my screen. It was not a fun thing to see. But Amazon, thank you so much, Amazon. They went in and they refunded me the money, so I could basically go get another one. And I found a Sony projector online on eBay for $580, which I'm gonna pick up. I've always wanted. It's an ultra short throw, if they still have it. All right, hold on. All right, here we go. I'm going to show you right here. This is a conversation that I had about their projector. And they stated it right there in the room, which I was kind of shocked that they did. They admitted the projector was 1080p. But if you look at the commercials or advertisements or whatever they have on it, they claim the projector to be 4K. You know what I mean? 4K projector at 150-inch screen, blah, 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 blah. All right, so let me get this out of my jar real quick. There we go. All right, so make sure I got no documents on my desk so you can't, I don't want to show anybody anything. So this is the conversation I was having on their site. Now, mind you, this is their company right here, and this is a discussion we were having on the site. I don't know if you can see this or not. I'll post a link where we had the conversation at, and I was explaining to them that the projector is not 4K, but it's using a form of pixel shifting capability. Now over here, this is the company itself. They said the projector is 1080p, pixel shifting, 4K projector. Either it's 4K or it's not. There's no in between. Either it's 4K or it's not. Or it's 1080p or 720p. There's no in between. So it's a 1080p pixel shifting 4K projector. That is the most off-the-wall thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Wait. It's not a Bugatti, but it's a Bugatti Lamborghini. So basically, the car has, this doesn't make any sense. A Bugatti Lamborghini. It's not a Bugatti, it's a Bugatti Lamborghini. So here we are saying that the projector is 1080p, pixel shifting 4K, which can receive and display 4K images. How is that even possible? How is it both 4K and 1080p? So basically what you're stating here is either you got a Harry Potter, it doesn't make any sense. What do you got, a Harry Potter remote? Does it generate magical pixels that, and I could see if it was 4K downgrading to 1080p, but then who would do that? But how do you get 4K to upgrade to? And that's what I said, doesn't make any sense. So this is where this discussion started at, and then went all the way down here. You know, there's people chiming in. I went to Projector Central, try to pull the specs up. The specs didn't come up in Projector Central. And there are other customers, and then some guy came in, I guess he was from the company. He went to this freaking endless rant on me, like, you know, you don't know what you're talking about, and you never had a 4K projector, so you don't know 4K. I'm like, yeah, I did have a 4K projector. I used to own right here the PX747, which was the ViewSonic projector that came out when it first came out. I had one, so I know what 4K is. So that's not 4K, and I'm arguing with him. He's talking about, well, your specifications are. I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. You know what? I'm not even going to have this conversation. You don't just sat there and just told me that a projector that you're charging people all this money for is basically a 4K projector when it's not. And if you look at the commercial for it, and the commercial or advertising or short promo, whatever it is, they claim the projector to be 4K. That's it. They don't go in there and say, "Hey, it's the most amazing projector ever," and it's 1080p, but it has the doing pixel shifting. Now, see, if they say something like that, then I can understand that they're giving advertising. They're telling the people what it really is, but it's not. And people are buying it and they think they're seeing 4K, and they call my company up and they say, "Hey, do you support this projector?" And we tell them, "No, we don't support it," due to the fact that we're skeptical about it because it's not pulling up true specs. We don't want to get this thing here, and we have a problem with it. The reason why it becomes a problem for me, because if somebody buys one of these knockoff projectors and they buy our screen paint and it doesn't work on our screen because their lumen count is fake, it's not pulling up a real image, then we get a complaint against us by somebody saying, "Hey, I want my money back because your screen paint doesn't work." And then when we ask them, "Hey, what kind of projector do you have?" and they explain to me a Dragon Ball action figure, it sounds like a Dragon Ball action figure, I'll say, "It's your projector." It becomes a headache to us. This is chargeback, money gets taken out of my account. It's a headache. So to eliminate that nonsense altogether, we post it on our website. We do not support these projectors. If your projector does not come up under this category, we don't support it because it becomes a nightmare. So that's why we started buying these projectors that these YouTubers have been doing these demonstrations for. I mean, of course, think about it. Somebody gives you a projector, or they don't give you a projector, or they give you the projector. You can't come up there and say, "Hey, you know, your projector sucks." You can't say that because they're going to get upset. You're going to get these people upset. But for me, I don't care. That's why they won't send me the projector. I asked them to send me the projector. They didn't want to do it because I'm going to tell you right from the door, it doesn't work. It sucks. You know, I don't want your money. That's what's that. I don't want any money or none of that nonsense. Just send me over a piece of equipment and I'll show people what it does. I'm not going to tippy toe. I'm not going to have it in the dark. I'm not going to have it in the white screen. No, I'm going to put it under the same rigorous testing we put our screens are. Heck, I might even just take it outside. But yeah. All right. So somebody was asking me about Avatar, about doing on a gray screen. Whew. We got sun coming up right now, so it's about to get real bright in here. So it can hear this technology works regardless. It doesn't make a difference. Let's bounce out of here for a minute. What we're going to do is we're going to come out of here. I'm going to put you over next to King Groot. Right there. That's King Groot. If you ask where Rocket is at, Rocket's still in the store because Rocket costs $3,000 and I'm not paying $3,000 for Rocket. This is too much money. All right. So we'll take the gray screens off. Now, I've done this before. This is because people say, "Hey, look, you know, you're testing on just screen paints." This is the most expensive screen. Actually, I have a Firehawk. I have a DMP Supernova Firehawk G4. I have quite a lot of name brand sample sheets, but this right here is the Darkstar 9. I buy Elite screens. Those of you who don't know what Darkstar 9 is actually one of their flagships. This is a $3,000 projection screen with a 0.9 gain. 3,000. Now, usually when you see Elite screens, you get the Gray Cinema 5D Or you get the Polar Star or the other ones that they have. Those are next to the flagships. Usually when you see elite screens, they're white because those are the bottom dollars. Those are the cheap screens. Those are the bottom dollar screens. Those are the ones that, you know, pretty much cost next to nothing because those are the cheap screens. So you're not gonna you're gonna get a cheaper price for those. Those are white screens. When you start getting to the Polar Star and the Firehawk G4, not sorry, so Polar Star and the Gray 75D, now you're talking about maybe 1,200, 1,300, maybe around that price. When you start getting up to the flagships, which are the Dark Star 9 and so forth, then you're talking about $3,000 and up. So you're talking about very expensive screens. So let's come over here. And first things first, we'll do the red screen real quick. I'm going to blow through these really quick to show you that you are not getting the color that you're supposed to be getting from your screen. That's why I have the expensive screen sitting right next to it to show you that even if you do have a $3,000 screen and it is gray or either light gray or whatever it may be, that your colors are just not going to come up. And this is why they tell you you have to go calibrate your projector, because there's nothing wrong with your projector. It's your screen. It doesn't have the ability to be able to produce a color level, a bright color level. So we've got red. We'll just go right down the line here. And you'll see as each one comes up, the image is going to come up faded. So what we're going to do is here, we're going to go to our blue screen. I'm trying to do the blue screen right here. And I'm just going to show you something here. So this is the blue screen right here. And as you can see, that's the image. All right. Now, if we go over to Avatar. We're going to go back a little bit.
Princess without voice. What would I say?
Yep, hold on for a minute. When I'm decided to quit. So you know what? Not today. I'm not going to be... I have to turn to the side because I am in my morning mode. And unless you basically want to become closer... Well, you should want to become closer to God. Leave that one out of it. Unless you want all over the table, you don't want to see me. I'm not a pretty man. This was the 18th century. I'll be under a bridge and you'll be answering riddles from here. I would turn you into stone. That's what would be happening. All right. I gotta put some fresh tape up there. So, that right there is screen paint, as we can all see, everyday gray screen paint. And this right here is a $3,000 projection screen.
It's crazy. This is all.
Standing by for your go.
Now, you remember when I showed you the blue, how faded it was? When I showed you the color on the blue? There you go. It doesn't make a difference whether, and I'm showing you the color test, it's all going to react the same way. A light gray screen does not have the capability to pull contrast, and that's why your image is going to come up faded. Now, like I said, it's still going to be light in the environment because we have light pushing through the window.
He believed he'll be the one carrying night out to the world.
All right, got to keep that short. You know what I mean? I don't want to come YouTube coming knocking like, hey, you! You're not supposed to do that. Yeah. And then we'll do, real quick, we'll do the, let's see, come on. It's pretty nice. We're going to do. Here we go. All right, let's put that for a minute. Let's put down. Like I said, mark my words. A gray screen of any caliber, and I mean of any caliber, Firehawk, G-Hawk, Foreman, whatever it may be, DMP Supernova, they cannot pull contrast. Now this is a challenge. Now keep in mind, I'm gonna tell you something really quick. If you're going to go down the road of paying for gray screen paint, keep in mind we used to make this stuff 11 years ago when I first started my company. This is why I have no problem in showing you how to make it for free. If you're going to go down that route, keep in mind, don't bother wasting the time spending money for a good projector because you're just going to cheat your machine anyway. So if you're going to basically buy it, you can make it, and they all react the same way. Now, really quick before I actually give the ingredients on how to make this stuff, because that's it right there, standing right there in the middle of my screen. That's that gray screen paint mix we used to make 11 years ago. If anybody has any other gray screen paint out there different from what I'm going to tell you how to make this stuff, they should have no problem on doing any form of contrast demonstrations in a fully lit environment. Star field demonstration, black background test demonstration, any form of Sony OLED black demonstration. And I guarantee you, if they do a side-by-side demonstration to bare silver screen or any gray screen, they will all react the exact same way. Now, if someone had a gray screen paint and it was able to produce a black contrast level, like a black screen, then you would see a difference. That's why when I first came on, I showed you the demonstration of our black screens versus other black screens on white levels, because black screens aren't supposed to pull a white level. Vice versa, I should be able to see a gray screen put next to other gray screens doing demonstrations on contrast. So you can see exactly if the screen has a different than any other light screen out there on the market. I guarantee you they'll all do the exact same thing. So with that said, how is that made? Easily. Basically, the base just has to be gray. It can be bare silver screen. It can be gray screen paint. Doesn't make a difference. As a matter of fact, if you take 2 tablespoons of black and you put it into a white paint, it makes it into the same color gray as bare silver screen. Any form of Christmas glitter, which means hobby glitter, whatever glitter your kids use on pieces of paper, doesn't make a difference because you're never going to see it anyway, because once it hits that stuff, it's gone. What else do we have here? Any form of Metallica silver paint will do the same reaction. Now, you can make this for a gallon, all right? It would cost you about $28 a gallon at the most. That's what you can make it. Go to Home Depot, you can make it right now. But keep in mind, you will not get contrast. You will not get color. You will not get proper color balance. You won't get any of that. Even if you sat in the dark, your picture quality will fail miserably. As I showed you in the demonstration, you've seen the reaction. It does not come up well in color, and it does not come up well in contrast. That's why we no longer make it anymore, and that's why I'm giving you that ingredients for free. But there are other people out there making the exact same thing. Instead of you paying all that money for it, plus shipping, you can make it yourself, and it will react the same way. And if anybody were to tell you that what they have is different, then it should be no problem from them doing a bare silver screen or any form of gray primer side by side, not bright colors, because these screens automatically have the ability to produce bright colors, but black contrast levels. Because in this demonstration, you're looking at a DMP, you're looking at a very expensive $3,000 screen, which is a bit of a dark gray, but it can't pull contrast. And if anyone says, well, it's not fair, your lights are on, well, that kind of answered your question on why you sit in the dark, because you can't have the lights on. Your screen can't pull up with the lights on. And this is 4,300 lumens. So it has nothing to do with the lumens on your projector. It is clearly your screen. Let's go over and do these are the tests that we do. Any form of test, black level test. This is what we do to test contrast on screens. That's one of the things I don't understand is when people are doing gray screens, they don't show off the contrast. And contrast has to be done with the lights on. It has to be done with the lights on, because if that demonstration is showing contrast with the lights off, that means they're basically hiding the screen from any form of ambient light hitting the screen. So in this demonstration, we have a background for a fireworks display. And as you can see, the black screen is actually pulling up a true black image and a fully lit environment. That's why I did the demonstration doing color, using black screens, our screen versus other black screens, and doing color demonstrations to show you the oversaturation of other black screens versus our screen that produces a nice white level and also to a perfect color balance at the same time. Like I said, it's your projector, it's your time, it's your money. If you're going to go out and do the research and get yourself a proper projector, then what's the point of getting it if you're just going to basically dumb it down? This right here is another color test. Black is a color test. It does colors, and it also does another from a black level test. Keep in mind, the projector is projecting a black level. Now, you see right now? Let me show you something right now. See how bright my environment gets in my room? I am going to be in here eating a bowl of cereal watching cartoons later on the day. Yeah, I am. And this is my office. This is my office / gaming room. So I have to have all the lights on here at all time. Can't be in the dark in here. I did a demonstration yesterday before my projector went down on me on my 126-inch screen in my little theater room, and all the lights on in my house, and I could walk around the entire house and that screen would pull up. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Now, if you got a dedicated theater room, of course you're going to be in the dark, but I've already showed you that demonstration, which the screen looks like in the dark, so you're not getting it there either. Now, those of you that may be thinking, okay, how about this? How about I get a dark gray screen paint? I put a lot of paint and black into it. And get a really dark gray. Okay, we'll do that one right there. And we'll do this one. This right here is a DMP Supernova. Now, those of you not familiar with the DMP Supernova, they have two screens called the Infinity and Blade. Both screens for 100-inch or $4,000 to $5,000. Usually, you will never find these. They may have them on Amazon. Amazon might sell them. Usually, you have to go to high-end stores to get these stores. These are the top flagship screens. So you have to be able to go to a certain store to get these, or maybe Amazon might have them. Usually, when you see most screens are all white. Those are the cheap ones, right? And you see silver ones, they're the next top of the line, and then the darker the screen gets, the more expensive the screen becomes. All right. Now, Let me see if I can find it here. Most people are familiar with the Elite screen. Sorry about the pain on the label. This is a Grey Cinema 5D. Most people are familiar with that because that's a screen. That's the mid-level screen. That would cost you somewhere around maybe, I don't know, that's probably around like maybe $1,200, maybe $1,300 now. You're not going to get it for $300. That's not going to happen. Put that over there real quick. Talk to King Group for a little bit there. I got to change my plan too because so that's a Grey Cinema 5D. A lot of people like that screen right there. Let's go with some very, very dark screen paint. Now, how this is made, same thing like the other one, but except you just add more black to it. That's why they tell you to add the black. All black does is just basically just adds tint to a screen, which they think they're going to give you contrast. You can't get contrast, so the screen's not producing black. So let me put you right over here for a minute. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okay, let's show you what we got going on here. So we have in our selection here, we have the Grey Cinema 5D, which is Elite Screen. We have Elite Screen's Dark Star 9. We have the Cheap Screen Paint Mix, and then we have a darker version of the Cheap Screen Paint Mix. Okay. There we go. Let's test the black levels. Now, I know in the video, you're concentrate on the color. The color is not the demonstration. The demonstration is the background. The background has to show black. True black. That's the test. So you see, you're getting the color, but you're not getting the background. This screen completely washed out right there altogether. That right there is your Grey Cinema 5D. Right there, so right there, and the camera's different. By Elite Screens, right there. So we have a maybe 1,200, and that is probably 28 to 3,000. And these are two cheap screen paints there. I don't know how much dark we're gonna get in here because we have sunlight pushing through. Let's go with the and last but not least before I go, So you can honestly see that everything's coming up. Now look at the gray screen. We're able to blend in with a dark gray screen easily. But a dark gray screen can't pull contrast. And I showed you how high the white levels are on the black technology. Now, remember when I showed you the color pattern? When I showed you the screen's fading on the color pattern. Voila! You're not getting a brighter image, you're getting a washed out image. That's what you're getting. All right, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. I have to go. Oh, this is a beautiful demonstration right now. Yep, I have to go. I have much work to do today. I have screens to process, orders to get out through the door. It's going to be a very busy day. Quick, so this one quick. There you go. Just want to share this really quick. Even the dark gray screen right here on the corner can't pull up a proper red. As a matter of fact, I'll give you something to really check out before I leave. So we can be fair here. Because we want to be fair. We want to be fair. So you can see this all together. So the screens that are coming out too dark. So we have black house paint. Actually, that's black house paint. That is a form of black material. We have the gray Cinema 5D. We have the Dark Star 9. We have light gray screen paint. We have dark screen paint. None of them can give you a proper color balance. Either they're too oversaturated with too many black levels, or they can't produce enough contrast to give you a decent color. But how many people are going to show you demonstrations like that live? All right, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you all for your time. I have to go, and God bless.